Welcome to your nightmare, bitch!
Oh, here we go. Looks like some sort of legally safe knockoff of an 80s horror character with miniature swords for fingers instead of knives.
I'm Scary Terry! You can run, but you can't hide, bitch!
Hi, honey. You're home early. How was your day?
I don't want to talk about it!
Oh, of course, you never want to talk about it.
Get off my back, bitch!
Out there. Not in here.
I know. I shouldn't take my anger out on you or Scary Brandon. I love you, Melissa.
I love you too, Terry.
Morty, this is perfect. After a little scary coitus, they should be fast asleep, and then we'll incept him.
Coming from New Line Home Video, the $20 million box office smash. From Wes Craven, creator of A Nightmare on Elm Street, comes a new dimension in terror.
Miss me?
Got the effect!
The bad man's getting awful close.
Wes Craven's new nightmare. The best horror film in years.
Almost there.
The most twisted scare fest in ages. 4 stars, The New York Post. Wes Craven takes it to a new dimension, raves The New York Times. New Nightmare reunites the stars from the original, including Heather Langenkamp, John Saxon, Nick Corey, and Robert Englund.
Ever played Skin Attack?
Wes Craven's New Nightmare. This time, staying alive.
Actually happens is like at the end of the movie. But other than that, there's like nothing really like silly that happens outside of private acting, which is like a couple lines that are well, everything that Robert Englund said was like spooky to me.
Yeah.
His whole tone of voice was like, dude, cut it off.
Now,
yeah.
Now this came out before. I believe it came out. Which Nightmare on Elm Street popped up around in the 90s, around this time?
I think the last one. I think
Final
it was
Nightmare. Final Nightmare.
Yeah.
Final Nightmare came out in 91. So Freddy's did
3 years out. Yeah, 3 years out from the last time.
Yeah, 3 years out from that one. So this was kind of sort of the final one. You know, the final Nightmare with Freddy's Dead. This one was kind of like a different spin, and the spin of it is, it was very chic. It was basically
Could you actually call this like the pilot reboot?
What it was is, it was kind of like, it was a movie that broke the fourth wall.
Yeah.
To an extent.
You know what, Chris? It reminds me of a if it was like a DC comic, it will be an Elseworlds tale.
It really is an Elseworlds, because I remember seeing the trailer for this. I don't know what movie I saw it on TV, and I remember the trailer for it. And when they played the trailer, and I think a lot of us, when we were watching it, we were kind of sitting there like, so I thought Nightmare was the final Freddy movie, right? And then when you watch the trailer and you see what they were going for, the premise of this movie was essentially a movie studio was making a Friday the 13th movie, and somehow Freddy, the character, turns out to be actually real.
Well, actually, it's a little bit more deeper than that. But yeah, in the trailer, all you were led to believe was the fact that Freddy came back.
Yeah.
Some entity. Really what happens is there's a new Freddy movie coming out, like you said, but except this time, Freddy's attacking people, like showing up in nightmares and stuff.
Yeah.
And basically, it turns, like you say, clever. It does play a big tongue-in-cheek, because what you find out is basically Wes Craven is writing a new movie, and everybody is in this movie that he's writing right now. And to the ending, there's a cute little ending where it comes off kind of clever and all that. To me, it comes off as proto-Scream, where it's Wes Craven dipping into like reality a little bit. So
yeah, and like they bring back the Heather character from the original series and such, and again, it's
well, it's just John Saxon. Which when I seen John Saxon, I was like, hey, I forgot you was here.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, that's right, he's dead in real life. Fuck, you know.
Wow, dark nigga.
I know. Sorry.
Yeah. Wow, he's fucking dead. Waste. Like what? Like Jesus, Chris.
Kicker is that the kid in this movie, Miko Hughes, that dude played the creepy kid in Pet Sematary.
And he plays a creepy kid in this movie.
Yeah, he plays a creepy in this one, and he
he actually informed the whole world that boys have penises and girls have vaginas.
Yeah.
Which is one of the greatest memes ever now.
Yeah. Yeah, and also he played a autistic kid because Hollywood still to this day does not know what the fuck autism is, but okay, whatever. Whatever. That's just another conversation.
Dude, to be honest with you, I don't think nobody does.
I'm sorry. It's like I remember watching Mercury Rising, so I'm like, so we're really gonna play the autism makes you smart kind of. I mean, I know what autism is, but like,
yeah, I mean, look, for the
love of God, just make an idiot savant movie.
Yeah, just do that. Come on, like, you just like you made this kid crack the fucking FBI code. I'm like, he has autism, you see, and he can crack the code. I'm like, come on, movie.
It's like, see, he's a retard, but there's a lot. See, it was the '90s that did that.
So, only the 90s.
Yeah, so it's whatever. But anyway, so the whole movie, like you said, we said proto Scream. Scream did that. I think when they got to Scream 3, I believe when they did that, and Wes Craven was in it and stuff.
Yeah. Wes Craven. That was Wes Craven to me trying, like
trying. Stop. Can't strike lightning twice, dog. I mean, don't get it twisted. I think Wes Craven with Scream, like, because again, Wes Craven has this thing with his movies where he's trying to like tell something. Like with the Scream movies, it was him. It was basically, hey, I'm trying to talk about modern slasher flicks, and you had fucking what's his face, Jamie Kennedy being like, see, in the movies, you know, you get killed this way. I'm like, I see what you're doing, Wes. Stop.
The funny thing about it was with that, critics ate up.
Oh yes, they
thought that was so clever.
Genius.
And you know what? That being said, critics love this movie too. But you want to hear the sad part about this? And Eris is going to say, "Fucking, of course it did. It did." This movie, New Nightmare, was the worst one when it came to the box office of all Nightmare on Elm Street movies.
Of course it was.
$20 million. Only made
Fucking
$20 million.
You know what? That always hurts. The good, nuanced movie of a horror series. This is, you know what? They brought in new ideas. They did this. They did that. It was awesome. Performs the worst, of course.
To be fair, I don't think New Nightmare saw the greatness that is Pulp Fiction popping up that same weekend. So,
you know, that didn't help. Well, of course, you know, let's be real. That didn't help the real.
And also a little known movie Giants popping up that same weekend too. So there you go.
All right, look, let's be real. Little Giants ain't did shit to that. Well, probably did.
It probably did.
Probably.
But Pulp Fiction was like this huge, like crazy movie and stuff that was critically acclaimed. So it's like, yeah, that was gonna always take away from the flavor of it and stuff.
But that's what gets me though. Even with all that, you expect that a movie of what New Nightmare brought to it to get better, but audience don't go for that. They never do, and it always sucks. It always sucks when the good movie gets shitted on.
Yeah, I mean, but it is what it is. I mean, what can you
like?
Do?
There was when I saw on Twitter somebody talking about Street Fighter Cross Tekken. I was like, where did this fucking come from? And you was like, first off, all y'all niggas. I like how Chris pretty much pulled up all these dudes. Like, first off,
the pull-up game.
No, he did. Like, first off, knew the deal when Capcom left that shit on the DLC. But let's just not talk about that. Let's talk about the fact none of you motherfuckers played it afterwards because y'all was.
Yeah, don't sit there.
Y'all was that damn mad.
Yeah, and I was sitting there. Don't fucking start waxing fucking nostalgic like somehow we missed out on greatness. Nah, motherfucker. Like, come on, man. FGC is just as flaky as much as anybody. Don't wax nostalgia now and shit.
Oh no. See, CJ. No, see, here's the thing, CJ. He's only saying that now after that giant grenade flash bomb that is Marvel Infinite.
Which Marvel apparently Capcom is actually coming back to that. Apparently, that's the rumor. So
yeah, that's the rumor. You had E3. Hold on, you had E3. You had Evo. You had two conventions, 2 events. Hell, and you had Tokyo Game Show. Nothing. Yeah. So I'm not believing shit until they drop a trailer. Which, if they don't drop a trailer by the end of Capcom Cup? If they don't drop a trailer by then, fuck all those rumors.
Yeah, but getting back to this though, so.
You got Heather Langenkamp playing Heather Langenkamp.
Yeah.
That's actually playing. She's a dude playing a dude disguising.
It's so meta.
But yeah, you know what it is.
Yeah.
She's playing herself.
So basically, she's having nightmares of Freddy killing people and stuff. And what ends up happening is that one of the workers actually gets murked on set. And it's exactly kind of what she dreamed it. So,
yeah, and also it was like, and also she did dream of her husband dying, and he did die kind of the way he did, because the way he dies is it's like basically she's having all these nightmares. Her son is going through all these little weird fits. You got somebody calling the house like 1, 2, Jackson's coming for you and all that crap. So she's going through she's stressing herself out. She had a period for a whole straight week. Yes, that happens when you're stressed out. Anyway, so life is not good. Nobody's sleeping in the damn house. The kid is screaming for no damn reason. Finally, she's like, I need you to come. I'm going to come home. I'll be home in 3 hours. So I'm like, no, damn. Like that ball. So he comes home. As he comes home, he falls asleep on the road, and as you know, you fall asleep in Freddy's. Freddy stabbed this nigga on the highway, man. Flips the car over and all that, and she lost. Her husband died, so now it's kind of funny how they do kind of play. Heather Langenkamp's real husband is actually a special effects artist. So yeah, there you go.
Pretty meta.
Which makes me also say like this, huh? So he had like no work since like 2005, huh? Or whatever.
But yeah, the whole her husband dies and stuff, and it's like, oh, that's a shame and stuff. But like over the course of the movie, it's like Freddy is just, it's like the deaths are like shit. Like they did not fuck around when it comes to like the deaths easily. Like again, going from the trailer and just seeing like it, because it felt weird a little bit in seeing this, the way the movie is structured, like Freddy exists, and maybe because
only because West is writing him so into the movie. That's really what it is.
Yeah, it just feels, I'm not gonna say weird, but it feels like weirdish a little bit, and like
everybody's having their own nightmares. Wes is writing this whole script because he is having nightmares of Freddy. Yeah. And then you have because after her husband dies and she passes out, basically passes out because there's a theme of earthquakes throughout this whole movie.
I just shrugged it off as, well, it's Los Angeles, earthquakes, whatever.
Well, I don't know. It's like some type of, but anyway, whatever. Anyway, like even when she like a good example, like she like I said, Wes is having nightmares, she's having nightmares, her son is having nightmares. Freddy is actually coming through and actually life like her son's T-Rex, like sliced in half. And I'm seeing that shit and I'm thinking to myself, okay, let's just be real. She's an actress, and the make-believe movie that you were in, the bad guy in it, the so-called spiritual bad guy, is actually happening in real life. And that same bad guy that all of its powers and all of the rest of that, it just so made it into the real world and slash the fucking doll. Here's me, Chris. Why are you not panicking? Why are you in that house? Why are you still in that house? You told somebody, a church, anything, a man of God, dump it in holy water, fuck all that, burn it to the ground, walk away. You're Heather fucking Langenkamp. I'm pretty sure you own and you get a new house. I'm just saying, that is a gateway to hell. Why have you still there? But whatever.
Yeah,
but
and I mean,
like I said, but this movie, all this movie does is hang inside the same universe that West is actually writing the whole time. Yeah. Like down to the things that they say and all that.
Yeah, I mean, even like, because when you talk about the film, I thought was wild was like how she trips over the fucking dinosaur and just busts her head. I'm like, so she's not dead, huh? Okay.
No, she ain't that she died, man. It was just more so.
Dude, she hit her head pretty brutally on that shit. I was like, yo, and she only got a cut?
That was pretty bang on, straight metal pipe.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing I had to say about that was when all that happened, when she went doop on it, I was like, and she's now in the drain. Way to wear your conscience. You just fell out.
I mean, because it's like, okay, she busted her head open, da-da-da-da, and I'm like, all right, so that's it? That's all we get? All right, cool.
No, she busted her head, then she sees her husband getting dragged in the
No, she sees her son getting dragged by Freddy, and then she sees... then what happens next? She pulls her son out, and then sliding like some damn DMs, her husband comes back to holds on to her, saying, "Stay with me. Stay with me."
Valverde.
Shut up, CJ.
That is better. That is better.
Chewy Chicken is people. Chewy Chicken is people.
Mama told me not to sell work. 17 pounds, same color.
Yo, but you know
Makusa. And one more. The day of the Geechee is over.
You beat me to it, you son of a bitch. And that's what me and Harris do.
Nah. I got him. Free Mandela.
Hold on. Just imagine. He grabs her. He drags Heather right to him. They're face to face, and he looks dead in her eyes and say, "I think I need about 350."
I need
350.
I said, "God damn it, monster!" Oh God, that was fun.
No,
that
but
was
the
fun.
recurring thing too is also her son is constantly watching Nightmare on Elm Street, and she's constantly looking at him like, "Why are you watching this?" Like, no, you're not watching this.
You know, I do. Her son is really, really going for the freaking Danny Torrance Awards of acting in a horror film.
I know, right? I think. Oh, you know what? There's the one scene with him where he is looking at her street, and she cuts it off and grabs him and goes upstairs or whatever. And I told myself, like, wait a minute. So who turned the TV on? Oh my God, it's unplugged! Oh my God!
How about her first sign of knowing that Freddy is coming back was after the very first earthquake. She goes down. Did you drop your phone?
Yeah,
No,
sorry about that.
It's Chris.
Yeah,
I'm about to say
that. My bad.
Anyway, how about when she first noticed the very first sign that Freddy was coming back was when after the first earthquake she goes down to her kitchen and she sees the 4 giant cracks that look like slash marks.
Again, that is Satan telling you that he is on his way.
No,
Leave
what was the first?
the
No, but what was
house.
the first? No, but D, what was the first thing out of her mouth though? I don't think I should go to that interview. So you want to stay home and look at the mark of death that's on your wall?
No, when she said that, here's me. It must be hard to be white.
Womp 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 womp. White.
Whackers.
Like white in 1994.
Caucasians.
Caucasians.
Oh, Heather.
Heather Langenkamp actually plays all of this well because she's going through, like I said, she's going through people calling the house. 1, 2. She hangs up the phone. Phone rings again. Now you gotta know this is right before caller ID, so she call ID wouldn't help her. But she calls again. Hello, Freddy's coming for you. I'm like Jesus, she fell for that shit. You deserve that. You deserve that. Now, you know, I get it and all that, man. But it's funny though. Like now to go back to her husband's death, right?
Yeah.
Now, the way her husband dies, you know, you got the famous Freddy claws coming through the seat and all that. Now, this movie was where CGI thought it was better than practical effects. The practical effects started taking a step
This
back.
did not age that well.
There are things that look very impressive, and the rest look like shit because of the CGI. So that's pretty much really what you got was a really creepy scene. But when you saw the claws swim through the seat of the car, you see the pattern it makes. It's like, ugh, old CGI.
Like the whole time, no, D. The whole time I'm seeing this, I'm like, it's 1994. What was Stan Winston busy doing?
Why you see right there? He has a claymation. He has a claymation hand, like jerking them off. He's like, a lot, okay, a lot.
I'm just saying, Wes, Mr. Craven, it's too expensive. Is all I want to know.
Apparently.
Called, you know, actually, I think Wes Craven would have said it's called New Line said if you smudge, don't do it again, Wes. That's what they were called. Like, you went over budget. You don't want to know which movie I did.
Oh my God, man.
Held it against me ever since then.
But no, the kicker is like, okay, so at one point she's having a dream, and her son apparently decided to build some Freddy claws and stuff. And at first I was like, God, this motherfucker acting damn batshit crazy again. And then boom, oh okay, well, that's a thing. and like I said,
I was mad at the shitty Freddy claws that he made though.
Hey man, he had to use what?
Oh yeah.
She got lucky. She got lucky though. He did kind of swing hard at her ass.
Yeah, I know, right?
It wasn't gonna be lights out, but it would have been a gash like a motherfucker. But speaking of which, she did get a gash. She got a gash from Freddy. Yo,
she got a gash from her and like she got a gash from her. I mean, from her son and from Freddy.
Yep.
Yeah, man. She got the two-piece.
Two-piece, no biscuits.
Straight up, man. It's just, and the thing of it is like once the movie kicks in later on, they're at the hospital and stuff. I'll say this. What did you guys think of Freddy's new look in this movie?
As a kid, it scared me. As a grown adult, it looks awkward to me, but it's okay. It's okay. If it's DLC, I'll get it most definitely.
It's DLC.
I'm serious. That's a DLC. I actually get $2 for it, and I had the money. Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah. I mean, you know what's funny? It was a very, like, you know what it reminded me of? So you remember that point in the 90s where a lot of the effects for, like, our old stuff for, like, Freddy and Jason and Pinhead, you started noticing that the prosthetics started looking off.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like. Because it was like, okay, it's creepy.
Yeah, they did that. They really did that for Jason more than anybody else, though. Yeah. Jason's face got bigger than the hockey mask.
Yeah.
That's true. But wait. No. Jason's, well, not his face, but his head has always been bigger than the hockey mask. That's always been the case.
No, they're not bigger than the head. I think that's what you meant.
But no. What I'm trying to say is that the hockey mask looked like the hockey mask looks like it only takes up 40% of the head. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, that's how it's always been. It's always been like that.
But no, if you see, I'm talking basically. All right, the Jason I'm talking about is Jason Goes to Hell. If you look the way he looked that way, the hockey mask looked like it's like buried into his skin. It is so small.
Okay, that I could do that. Where the part where his mask started to become attached to his face, that was goofy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Now, I agree with you. In the '90s, they did a lot of that. They were doing different stuff.
And real talk, D. Thank God they only did that to Jason just once in the '90s. He had that one and done. Because could you imagine if they kept making Jason movies throughout the '90s?
Yeah, they would have got so much stuff with that mask.
Yeah, you know what was wild too is that when it got to the part in the hospital and the kid can see Jay stuff, right? And what was wild is the fact that, and I laugh, is that the hospital sees this girl hovering in the air and nobody decides to help her out or anything. They just see her getting hover in the air, and I'm like, so the doctor's is that where we're at right now? Nobody's helping her out?
No one bats an eye.
But here's the funny thing. I like how the movie does that because basically you find out the kid was the conduit for coming in the world fucking with everybody.
In case in case you couldn't have figured that out from the beginning.
I'm about to say, in case that flew over your head for the motherfucker that fell asleep for a half a second. What happened? Basically, they get which the nurses put him to sleep. And his babysitter's like, "No, you gotta stay awake. No, you gotta stay awake." And he falls asleep, and all of a sudden, Freddy shows up. Yeah, motherfucker, I'm back. And I got a duster, nigga.
Did you like how the kid was given the sleeping pill? He's like, okay, thank you. He's like, it's a good boy. They got out of sight. My man pulled that pill out, put it right behind his pillow. Like, they ain't gonna catch me slipping.
Like, not today.
Not today. No, here's me because I'm stupid.
You know the kicker is that like the black lady that's a doctor was all making it seem as though Heather was like a shitty mom. Like, yeah, the cops are here. You get child services here.
Can we call? Hold on. Can we call the black doctor in this?
No. Well, yeah.
No.
But No, yes and no.
I mean, just
the one
just
thing
by no, I'm just saying, just by her level, her intensity in the character of in this movie.
Oh yeah. See, because I got to give it up. I don't know her real name, but she played Nurse very well. She played Black Nurse very well because you know why? Because her fed old black mother with 5 kids. But her hair tells me that she says the word bumbaclot a lot. So it makes me say that she is the perfect black nurse.
I'm sorry. No, D, that was a good one, but you just got to label her as the black nurse that knows some shit.
Now, gentlemen, did you just love the exquisiteness of the blue screen of the kid crossing the fucking highway? Did you love the exquisiteness of it?
I only have one word. For that, D. I mean, CJ only had one word for that. Seriously, one word. Ew.
Oh my god, man! Was like, what the fuck was that?
Too. I had a word for it.
I took one look at it. Go ahead, D. Go ahead.
My word for it: orgasmic.
Well, no, now CJ, I took one look at that scene as it was unfolding. I'm like, oh god, how long is this? Because it just kept going. It would not stop.
Shit went just as long as the fucking highway scene in Matrix Reloaded and shit. I'm like, yo, bruh, it's over with. Make it stop, Jesus.
Like, it was just sad. Like the moment I saw like Nancy run out in the middle of all this traffic. Here's me, woof. This shit is looking rough.
Look, Eris. All I gotta say is when Freddy has shittier background effects than Eazy-E in the Crossroads video, something ain't right with America. I don't know how a budget.
No, you mean to tell me that a music video's budget for special effects is better looking than what we got with a multi-million-dollar film?
Gotta be honest with you, D is right, man, because for a moment in the Crossroads video, I was like, oh shit, Eazy-E's back. That's awesome. I ain't gonna lie, man. Even with Eazy-E looking like he got the glow, I thought he was back.
Oh my god, I'm sorry, that made me laugh.
The fact that the fact is like two different eras of Eazy-E, both 95 and 87.
Shh, don't say it. You're breaking the secret here, dog.
It's a breaking secret. Look, you gotta imagine there's that one nigga. I told y'all niggas. Stay woke. Three black geeks know what they talking about. And then the hood like us and we have no idea why.
come out in droves to a panel at MagFest. It's like a bunch of hood motherfuckers. Damn, I didn't know we had a following. God damn.
Talk about Eazy-E again. Nigga, that was one joke. What the fuck?
Pulls out a gun. You will call that joke. Hey, D, how about that Eazy-E, man? AIDS, am I right?
Shut up, Chris.
Wait, I'm sorry. I need to quote that. AIDS, am I right? CJ 2018.
All right. Hold on. Chris. The shit that kills me, not because you said AIDS. The shit that kills me is because you said, oh shit, talk about Eazy. Like, man, that was one podcast. And then one hood bitch. Y'all can talk about Dragon Ball again. That shit is funny. Oh, these niggas actually do listen to our shit. All right, cool.
All right, bet.
Let's ride this wave. Let's ride it. Gentlemen, this is what they call an opportunity. I will not squander it.
But you know what was wild though is that like Nancy gets back to the house during that high, and the telltale sign that she knows something is off is the fact that John Saxon's badge is upside down, and she's like, something's off. What the fuck's going on here?
No. She noticed that John Saxon's wearing a badge anyway. She's like, wait a minute. So he's like, hey Nancy. It on lines from the first Elm Street movie, and she's like, "Wait!" It hits you, and it hits her. Oh my God! During the first Elm Street, John Saxon has some of his hair back, so it's actually kind of awesome.
Well, because it made me feel like maybe he might have been in on basically making her confront Freddy, possibly.
Oh yeah. He was, but in his own way. He had the own thing. Like I said, Wes Craven was writing down everything that was actually happening in real time. And then you had Robert Englund, who was saying that he had nightmares, who just disappeared in the creepiest ways ever. She calls his calls his house. He's like, hello, this is the England residence. We're not here at the time. Be gone for a while.
Right. It's a message you want, but we're going to be gone for a while.
When he said that, here's me, Robert. Just say leave a message. Why did you make it sound that your whole family?
Sound like Heath Ledger in Dark Knight and shit, where he's all like, "I'm a man of my word."
I always love that line. I'm a man of my word.
Just that last one.
And no, Robert, and it was like, so pretty much what you had to think is that Robert Englund ended up becoming Freddy again, which there's one part earlier where he shows up on a talk show with Heather, and he's all dressed up as all Freddy. He's like, he's back, baby, and he has this one, and it's all like, it's like Robert Englund's in the limelight again with little kids dressing up like Freddy and all that, and I'm thinking to myself, he's a child murderer dressing up as Freddy.
It's like, what are we doing here, guys?
Freddy literally has killed little kids to teenagers. He kills children.
For less!
Yeah, for less.
For less. For just falling the fuck to sleep, he kills kids. And children dress up as a wild, man. Fucking wild. It's funny because I asked my friend today, I asked her, were you scared of Freddy? And she said no. I actually always thought he was funny and all the rest of that stuff. I'm like, when did you watch Freddy? She said, well, my favorite one is the fourth one and the fifth one. I'm like, first off, stop being a 90s kid.
Stop being a 90s kid.
It's like, fuck you. It's like, fuck you.
I'm sorry, that part. I'm sorry, the one Freddy that always got me was when he I forgot which victim it was that he killed, but he took his victim, wrapped him up in a blanket, and ate him as if he was a snake.
I think that was the fourth one. I think it was the Dream Warriors one.
Warriors.
I don't.
It was Dream Warriors.
Yeah.
I think which was a weird one. And I know if Freddy was, Freddy was even in a Fat Boys video. So you got to understand that people see comedy in Freddy. Even people who take seriously wants Freddy to say bitch and say something clever. We do. We want that from Freddy. You know what I mean? And it's funny that we want that level of comedy from him, despite the fact this motherfucker being a child murderer.
Yeah.
So, but she asked me, what I was like, the first two movies, the Freddy that made me scared to go to fuck to sleep.
Yeah.
It's like, because Freddy fights you in your dreams, and oh my God, that is scary. I learned to, even though I have this feeling if I saw Freddy in my dream, only thing that would happen is Optimus Prime would show up and shoot him, and then go stick with my dream.
Now, here's the wild part. When we get near the end and they go to the freaking dream world of Freddy, again, CGI gets a bit wonky when we see that whole opening shot of Nancy flying out of Freddy's mouth and stuff, and it's like, this is so not good on the CGI of showing this dream world outside of...
How about the fact that when they go to that dream world, God, which one was it? Yeah, when they go to the dream world, why does the dream world look like the freaking tomb from Mortal Kombat 2?
Welcome. I
mean, it really did.
Waiting fucking Scorpion to fight it out and shit.
Well,
I know, right?
I'm talking about the one from the game where you see like the giant dragon symbol being dipped in the molten lava.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh man, but like, so she's down there. She's following all the sleeping pills and stuff, and she, when she gets dragged down there, and we see the claws from Freddy and stuff, and she has her butcher knife, like she's about ready to do something, and
that's kind of cool too. That's kind of cool to sleeping pills because there's a she tells a story of Hansel and Gretel to her son, which you can pretty much guess. Yeah, that's pretty much how this movie is going to end. And the breadcrumbs were sleeping pills, meaning that to sleep to save her son.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, you know what, movie, clever. I like that.
Yeah.
Again, this movie did different crap with the whole thing. That's so good. But yeah, I like that, man. That just a little touch. That little touch I like.
But yeah, but the way they defeat Freddy is kind of like the Hansel and Gretel thing. They basically kick him into the oven, and basically he burns. Essentially.
No.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Now, were you guys? Now hold on. Now, when they were telling that story in the beginning of the movie, were you like me? I said, "Oh, so I just heard the climax right there in that one story."
Actually, for me, it was like, beep, beep, beep. I don't know. I think my foreshadowing machine might be on the fritz. I'm not sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know ladies and gentlemen, I know we're 5 minutes in. Listen, but this foreshadowing was brought to you by New Line Cinema.
Cinema, New Line Cinema. Don't worry, Spawn will have worse CGI than this.
Oh my god, man.
Oh no.
I like how the picks up, because several times in the movie people point at the script, like you said. Robert Englund does it, Saxton does it, and even Wes to an extent. They talk about the script, and at the end of the movie, she picks up the script, and you see a note from Wes saying that he's glad she took part in the theory. So instead of it being it was all a dream, it was like, wow, all of that was a story, and we just went through it. And so she sits down with her son, and they read. And I sat there and I said, wow, that was good.
Yeah. So now wait. Now hold on. Here's me. So your husband's still dead, right?
You know what? Thank you, Eric.
I mean, this stuff is dead though, right?
I'm saying your husband is dead. Your friend is dead.
John Saxton still thinks it's 1985.
Apparently, he used Rogaine to color his hair, so it's not old.
Bosley, nigga, Bosley.
And Wes is sitting somewhere,
writing scream,
sitting somewhere just writing the screenplays. Matter of fact, it'd be okay. This would be some M. Night shit right here. She gives the script back to Wes, and Wes looks at her and says, "But I didn't write this."
Right there in the window, your boy. What the twist?
What the twist?
What a twist! Followed by it was Freddy himself.
That actually would have been weird. Okay, first off, it would be Robert Englund, and Robert Englund would be like butt naked at that point, like writing the script in his blood and shit.
I think M. Night, and I mean, if it's a stretch, stop me. I think M. Night, when he was doing Lady in the Water, he was trying to do his version of Wes Craven's New Nightmare with Lady in the Water.
I think, you know what, in a way that, but it was way more self-indulgent.
Yeah.
Because Mary's like, what you write will save the world, and they will kill you for it. And I'm thinking to myself, hey, for real, M. Night, this is how you see yourself, my nigga. I'm not mad at that, but for real, nigga, this is some self-indulgent bull crap.
Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy.
Yeah.
Bring it in.
Yeah.
Look, Oliver Stone says, look, nigga, I kind of fucked up when I wrote it. So you can at least.
Now, you know what the funny part is? Is like, apparently Wes Craven wanted to get Johnny Depp to pop up as like a cameo in the movie and stuff.
Yeah.
As his character. This is a story, dead serious, from Wes Craven himself. He never worked up the courage to get Johnny Depp to pop up in the movie. And then like later on, like years later, they popped up, and Johnny was like, "So you could have just asked me to be in the movie, right?" And Wes was just like, "I mean, yeah, I just,
Let me put it to you this way.
No. I guarantee you this is what happened. Like as soon as Johnny said that to Wes was like, sorry.
It'd be like this, like I didn't know you want to be in it, motherfucker. I was in the 6th one for a cameo. You think I would have been into this? I would have done this shit. Come on, dude. Benny and June weren't making me money. I would have loved to did this shit. Which
is funny. To the 21 Jump Street remake, I was shocked that he popped up in that movie. I'm not even gonna fucking lie.
Again, see, that's our Johnny Depp has proven a couple of things to me. Number one, he's a douchebag, but number two, number two, he clearly put hands on Amber Heard. Number three,
Oh man, listen. He is the real life version of his bad guy from that fucking Fantastic Beasts movie. So
does it really? Hold on. Does it really help the fact that that all three of us saw him in real life as the bad guy from Fantastic Beasts?
All I'm saying is, when they asked him about Amber, he fucking defensive. I'm like, oh, you did that shit because an innocent person went and get defensive.
this is what exactly happened. I'm gonna tell you what happened because both of them didn't need to be with each other. They were both violent to each other, but I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened. She swung first, and because John Hector, he was waiting on the day a woman strikes him so he can monologue her ass into the corner.
She swung first, and what she wanted was for him to cock back and go short swing blow like Dudley.
Man.
He's like, yeah, like all of a sudden he goes into a Brooklyn accent. He's like, where the fuck did that come from? Yeah, I was working on this character for years, but now you got it. Pop, pop, like Jesus. Look, here's the sad part. Somebody dude on the jury. Hey man, he warned her.
He warned her.
Hey man, look. I ain't about that life, but he did tell her. God. Anyway, but that does tell you something. Johnny has done a lot of cameos. He will say yes. Yeah. So that is kind of a funny thing that I want to say a great man that pretty much think about it this way. Wes Craven is actually responsible for the success of Johnny Depp. Yeah. And he was scared to ask him. So that's kind of cute to me, I guess.
I mean, before was like, that was after Edward Scissorhands, possibly?
This was definitely after Scissorhands.
And I think it was right after Eating Gilbert Grape where he was nominated for an Academy Award.
Yeah.
So he was in the serious Johnny Depp mode.
He did 8 years, so yeah.
Yeah. He was doing serious movies at that time.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course, I get why Craven was actually kind of skittish to actually going over to Johnny and asking him to be in a movie, but was probably going to be in it for a short time, not really doing nothing heavy anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was all mainly on Heather Langenkamp and her and her son. So they did kind of play like the movie was kind of awesome where you see Wes Craven take the same idea and do it and scream, despite what you think of the whole series was very successful. Yeah. So you know what I mean? So at least you can say he kind of created something out of this, which a lot of directors / writers can't say. So that's kind of cool to me.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's Wes Craven's, like I said, I think Wes Craven's New Nightmare is definitely worth a watch and stuff. It's different than the other ones. Like I said, it's like Freddy played straight up and stuff. If you can get past the questionable CGI at times.
Questionable CGI.
Very, very questionable.
The suspect. Yeah. Yo, who was it? Actually, if you want to take anybody, thank Mo Pornet, because almost a year ago, he mentioned this movie and we both had a chat about it. And I was like, that might be a good idea. Hey, here we are.
So,
yeah. Speaking of which, some talk about Robert Englund coming back doing Freddy. I'm like, dude, you're 70 now, man.
He saw the receipts for the new Halloween, and he couldn't help himself.
You know what? I don't blame him for that, but come on, man. That feels kind of like just wacky to me, man. That's all.
Yeah. So.
But it's like whatever.
But anyways,
you want to feel that fire again.
Yeah. Feel that fire.
Really?
Anyway. Yeah, I could have went into that fucking DDR song, but I lost track of what the song was. So yeah.
What does a DDR song?
Yeah, feel like no fire.
Oh,
that one. Yeah, that one. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Are you, dude? Did you just sing "My Fire" from Extreme?
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
I did. It's kind of funny, horror movies don't. I know we don't really put tomatoes, but it's amazing that this was another one of those movies that got like a fresh rating for Friday the 13th movies. I think the other ones never really got a fresh rating. It was like, oh, this is stupid, this is dumb. But this one was like, oh, critics actually did like this movie because it was,
like I said, critics, man, they really did.
Yeah. So.
Oh, it's different. Oh, it's different.
Oh, yeah, I mean, we see it now where things are different and everybody loses their fucking mind over it. So I mean, it's
yeah, of course.
Yeah, so
of course, on the found footage for the first time. Oh my god!
Oh, Blair Witch! Try watching that movie again. It's shitty.
It's a terrible movie. It's a terrible movie.
I will give it credit. I will give it credit. I will give Blair Witch Project credit for starting the found footage. As a movie, it's shit.
Oh, it's terrible. Shit. You want to know the sad part? And it
duped the whole state of fucking Maryland. I tell you that much.
You know what? Here's the thing. You know what I don't like?
Dude, my dumbass. I was all like, "Oh shit, Dad, you gotta take me up there, man. I gotta see this ghost." And it's like, "Oh, it wasn't real." Like, son of a bitch.
I was like, bruh, you know they filmed that shit somewhere, like in the backyard.
It was in Frederick, Maryland. Dead serious.
It was in Frederick,
Maryland.
Yeah, it was Frederick. It was in Frederick. Yeah. And like, dude, man, you can hear the highway in the background.
We're so lost, and you hear a fucking plane landing in fucking Dulles and shit. It's like, we're lost? It's a fucking plane.
Look, dude, I don't know where we are. You Hey, nigga, get outside, nigga. I'm waiting on you. No. Yeah, we're lost deep in the woods.
Oh man, it's crazy.
Hey yo, man, you got that green?
Nah, nigga, nah, fuck that shit, Mo.
We're filming a movie. What y'all filming?
What the fuck they doing there? I think they doing porno back there. Shit. Oh, y'all shooting a flick back there?
They doing a flick.
I'm sorry, you could not seriously get a bunch of black people to film Blair Witch for straight face, because my ass would be like, this is bullshit. You know this, right? You know this is bullshit.
Here's the sad part about Blair Witch. I'm going to get shit for this. Paranormal Activity movies take a shit on that movie.
It's not hard. It's not hard.
I mean, it's not hard, and that bar is not high, but it's like, yo, just on some real shit. Nobody talk about Blair Witch. It's like, if Blair Witch is on your list of good horror movies, then
go fuck yourself. I'm sorry.
That's what I'm saying. Paranormal Activity need to be up there too with your lame ass, dude.
Like, nigga, you don't love yourself.
I'll be honest with you. I remember at one point, I think this does tie into Halloween a lot. I just remember a point when people made those lists before it finally started making a turn. Everybody kept putting Blair Witch as like like one of the top creepiest movies, and I'm like, what? Why?
Creepy? No, creepy? What was so creepy about it? Because somebody had their face in the corner at the end of the movie.
It's White People, the movie. White People Lost in Woods. I'm sorry, that's all Blair Witch is.
That's it. Yeah.
Snotting into the damn thing. It was like, what was chasing you? Was it a dragon? What? Was it a white?
You know what it was? Symbolism. Black people. That's where they were running from.
Symbolism, black people. You want to know who else it was? You want to know who else it was, CJ? Way before the game even came out, Slenderman.
Don't get me started. That fucking new Slenderman movie was fucking garbage.
I still haven't watched it. Golly.
Oh, when you watch it, we need to talk about that, because holy shit, man.
Yeah, it was probably good.
That is. But yeah, definitely go check out New Nightmare. It's definitely worth it and stuff. And bear in mind, it was kind of the prelude to the storm that is Freddy versus Jason.
It was. You want to know why? You want to know why Robert Englund went away for the rest of that movie? He went away to go practice some freaking judo, as we saw Freddy like doing martial arts moves on on fucking Jason.
Here's the sad part. I like Jason. I actually like that movie. That's what you heard, man. I like that shit.
Man, I was just ended to see how Kelly Rowland was going to get killed, and yeah, about as much as I expected. She got backhanded by fucking. All right, cool.
Which is awesome. She called Freddy a faggot and all that shit, and just got backhanded. It was awesome, man. She got everything out that she needed to get out.
Hey, for a second, I had hope. I was like, oh, maybe the black person will. And there we go. Oh.
It's the fact that we saw Freddy back up for a hot second, and then point using the freaking claw. He used the freaking claw hand to point and say, look behind you, Joe, the one that you was pretty much deading. He's right behind you, and he's not on your side. Murder.
And now,
I look. No. For me, it was like it was so funny. Like she turned around, saw Jason right there. I like pop.
Meanwhile, Michael Myers is so woke he don't kill black people even in his own movie. Crazy, ain't it? Crazy, right?
That is quite
crazy.
Crazy.
The world is nuts, man. This world is crazy. I've been trying to tell everybody that.
Yeah, that's it for New Nightmare. So next week, Lethal Weapon, guys. It's Lethal Weapon month. Yeah,
it's finally another November, and we do one guys out. Last year we did the Karate Kid, which surprised the hell out of me. For everybody listening to that shit.
You know what it was? You want to know why, D? It's because they loved our Daniel LaRusso New York accent that we were using.
Hey.
Hey, Mr. Miyagi. Hey.
Mr. Miyagi's little trees.
Chopsticks. Hey.
Chopsticks.
Right,
yo, Mr. Miyagi. Let's do a little cultural appropriation.
Which, by the way, we need to all get together and talk about Cobra Kai, because holy shit, that fucking show is awesome.
I heard it is. I have not seen one episode of it, so I have to see it. Shit.
Yo, I'm at the end of the season. That's all I'm saying.
Who, Ralph?
No. Fucking Cobra Kai OG.
Priest.
Yeah, Priest comes back. I was like, man, yes.
It sounds so
not Netflix. So YouTube, can we go ahead and get that season 2 going?
I think it is.
Wow.
I think it is happening. Which I'm like, all right, cool. Can we get our other boy? I like the way you think, Johnny. I like it a lot. I need him back. Please.
Thomas Ian Griff does not deserve to come back.
Yes, he does.
No. Because you cannot ask him to do perfection again. Yo, son, again. Quicksilver, the only thing that can describe that, like I said earlier, orgasmic.
Oh man, wait.
I like it a lot.
I'm gonna go tell you right now, if he fucking pops up on the fucking Comic-Con circuit, you best believe I'm getting him to autograph Karate Kid 3.
Now let me everybody listening to this, you want to hear? We have been doing this for the last this will be our 4th year, I think.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I think it'll be our 4th year doing a franchise. So the first one we did.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say.
Yeah, the first one we did was The Matrix. The second one was and last year was Karate Kid. This year is going to be Lethal Weapon. So yeah, I'm really happy for us. But please listen to those other 3, because the Terminator one is really, because I would suggest Salvation and Genesis. Those are my favorite ones that we did.
Basically, if you want to hear me go off about how awful those movies were, there you go.
The Matrix, the best one was Revelations, which is still like a classic, a Three Black Geeks classic. That is hilarious, and it's still funny. I listened to that not too long ago. And last year's, if anyone, I can say last year's, the first 2 Karate Kids were probably the best ones. Yeah. But please listen to them. So anyway, next month, like we said, we're going to do Lethal Weapon. Please join us for that. So that's the end of this spooky month of Halloween. We're done with this shit.
Later.